Everyone thinks losing weight is all about willpower and discipline and meal prep and waking up at 5 a.m. to do burpees in your garage while your neighbors question your sanity. But honestly, the hardest part about losing weight isn't the diet or the exercise. It's the part where you actually have to do what you said you were going to do, which is ironic because that's literally the entire thing. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Motivation is a scam. You know that feeling when you see someone with abs on Instagram and suddenly you're like, that's it, I'm changing my life starting right now. Yeah, that lasts approximately 18 hours before you're elbow deep in a family-sized bag of Doritos, wondering where it all went wrong. The problem is we treat motivation like it's this renewable resource, but it's more like those glow sticks you get at concerts. Super bright for like 5 minutes, and then you're just waving around a sad plastic tube in the dark. So if motivation isn't the answer, what is? First, you need a goal that isn't just get ripped or look like Chris Hemsworth, because let me tell you, that's not a plan, that's a fantasy. And I say this as someone with an anthropology degree. God, I hope YouTube works out for me. You need something specific, like lose 5 pounds by the end of next month, or fit into those jeans I refuse to donate because I paid good money for them. But here's where people mess up. They set the goal and then just hope it happens? No. You need an actual plan. And I'm not talking about eat healthy and exercise more. That's not a plan. That's a fortune cookie. A real plan looks like this. Tomorrow morning, I'm replacing my usual breakfast of whatever crime against nutrition I've been committing with a 1-mile walk followed by some eggs and fruit. Notice how specific that is? That's not an accident. Vague plans lead to vague results, which lead to you standing in front of the fridge at 2 a.m. having an existential crisis. Here's the secret the fitness industry doesn't want you to know. You have to actually buy the healthy food. Revolutionary, I know. If you want to eat strawberries and eggs for breakfast, you need to have strawberries and eggs. If all you have is Pop-Tarts and the leftover pizza that's been judging you from the fridge for 3 days, guess what you're eating? This is called environment design and psychology, but I call it stop making bad decisions so easy. If you have to put on pants, get in your car, drive to the store, and actively purchase junk food, you're way less likely to do it than if it's just sitting there whispering sweet nothings to you from the pantry. Boiled his eggs the night before. Set out your workout clothes. Delete the DoorDash app. I'm serious about that last one. Nobody needs to be 2 clicks away from cheesecake at midnight. Oh, and while you're deleting apps, maybe add one, like the subscribe button. Okay, that was a desperate attempt. Anyways, make the healthy choice the easy choice and make the unhealthy choice require effort. It's like reverse laziness, which is just efficiency. I should really stop trying to rebrand laziness. No matter how well you prepare, there will come a moment when you're staring at a menu where everything has more calories than a small planet, and your brain will start offering you deals. One cheat meal won't hurt. I'll start fresh tomorrow. Maybe I should just start bulking. And my personal favorite, I'll just skip dinner later to make up for it. These are lies. These are all lies. Your brain is basically a sleazy lawyer trying to get you to settle out of court. This is your Better Call Saul moment, except Saul is your own thoughts and he's not a good lawyer despite what he tells you. I highly recommend the show. This is where willpower comes in. And I hate to break it to you, but willpower is like your phone battery. It starts at 100% in the morning and then slowly drains throughout the day until you're in power saving mode, making questionable decisions at 9 p.m. You can build it up by practicing saying no to stuff, revolutionary concept, I know, but you can't rely on it forever. The real cheat code? Do it long enough that it becomes a habit. Once your brain switches from, ugh, I have to go for a walk to, it's weird that I haven't gone for a walk yet, you've basically won. At that point, healthy eating isn't a choice anymore. It's just what you do. And if you're really unlucky, it becomes your entire personality and you'll start telling people about your macro splits at parties. Please don't be that person. All right, let's talk about the actual science of fat loss, which is way simpler than the fitness industry wants you to believe. To lose fat, you need to eat fewer calories than you burn. That's it. That's the whole thing. Everything else is just details. If your body burns 2,000 calories a day and you eat 1,700, your body goes, we're 300 calories short. Better dip into the fat reserves. And that's how you lose weight. It's not glamorous, it's not sexy, it's just basic math that would make my high school math teacher finally proud of me. Now, you could drop your calories even lower, like 1,200 a day, and you'd lose weight faster, but you'd also be miserable, like fantasizing about bread levels of miserable. And when you're miserable, you're way more likely to quit, which defeats the entire purpose. The traditional way to figure out your calorie target is to use one of those online calculators. You put in your age, weight, height, and activity level. Choose sedentary. We both know you're not moderately active. And it spits out a number. Start eating around that number and see what happens. But here's the catch. These calculators are wrong like 40% of the time because everyone's metabolism is different. Some people burn calories like they're in a speedrunning competition, others burn calories like they're trying to preserve them for the next ice age. If you have hormonal issues, high cortisol, low thyroid, whatever, the calculator is basically just guessing. So here's what you actually do. Start with that number, track your weight for a few weeks, and see what happens. If you're not losing weight after 2 weeks, drop your calories by 200, 300, and try again. Now, to actually know if you're hitting your calorie target, you need to track what you eat. And I'm not talking about guessing, I'm talking about using nutrition labels, apps, food scales, and basically turning your kitchen into a science lab. If you're American and food scales scare you because they use grams, don't worry, the McDonald's menu already has calorie counts, so you're covered. I kid. Mostly. You can also just estimate your calories, but you have to be brutal about it. If you think something is 300 calories, it's probably 500. If you think it's too small to count, it's at least 50. We're all terrible at estimating, which is why people like Steve think they're eating 1,500 calories when they're actually eating 2,300, and then wonder why Nikocado Avocado over there is losing weight and they're not. Classic Steve. Let's talk about macronutrients, because everyone wants to know about protein and carbs and fats. Here's the simple version. For weight loss, all you really need to focus on is calories and protein. Get enough protein, don't go crazy with fats, and fill the rest with whatever. The problem with fats is they have 9 calories per gram, which means a handful of nuts has approximately the same calories as a small moon. Oil, butter, cheese, salad dressing, all delicious, all secretly trying to ruin your diet. Use them, but don't go wild. And when people say carbs make you fat, they're not talking about apples and broccoli. They're talking about processed junk. White bread, candy, cookies, basically anything that tastes really good and comes in a box with a cartoon character on it. You can still eat them and lose weight if you track your calories. Some people brag about eating cereal for every meal and still losing weight. What they don't tell you is they're hungry 23 hours a day, their blood work looks like a cry for help, and they had to start using water in their cereal because milk put them over their calorie limit. Here's the method nobody wants to hear, but everyone should try. Just eat real food. Swap the chips and cookies and processed garbage for fruits, vegetables, lean protein, whole grains, and healthy fats. These foods are so filling that you'll naturally eat less without feeling like you're starving. Don't believe me? Here's 200 calories of Oreos. Now here's 200 calories of strawberries. One of these will keep you full for 30 minutes, the other will keep you full until lunch. Guess which is which? Also, stop snacking. I know. Snacking is like a national pastime at this point. But most people aren't snacking because they're hungry. They're snacking because they're bored or stressed or thirsty, or because the bag of chips made eye contact with them from across the room. If you only eat during actual meals, you'll cut out hundreds of random calories without even trying, and eventually you'll develop a superiority complex about it. Oh, you snack between meals? How quaint. I only eat during designated eating windows. Again, don't be that person.
Let's talk about some tips that actually help you lose weight. Drink more water. Like, way more water. Half the time you think you're hungry, you're just thirsty. It'll also stop you from drinking soda, juice, and those bubble teas that have more sugar than a birthday cake. Stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow." If you keep saying that, you'll never start. Tomorrow is a myth invented by people who don't want to do things today. Avoid liquid calories. It's way easier to drink 500 calories than to eat 500 calories. Your brain doesn't register liquid calories, so you'll still be hungry after chugging a milkshake. Try low-calorie swaps. Low-fat cheese, egg whites, cauliflower rice, that weird bread that has like 40 calories a slice. These all exist and they all work. Make healthy food taste better. Zero-calorie sauces, spices, sweeteners, use them. But don't go overboard, because the tastier your food is, the more you'll crave tasty food. It's a vicious cycle. Use diet soda strategically. If you're craving something sweet, a zero-calorie Coke isn't gonna kill you. Is it ideal? No. Is it better than regular Coke? Obviously, yes. Eat high-volume, low-calorie foods. Basically anything with lots of water and fiber. You can eat a ton of it, feel full, and barely put a dent in your calorie budget. It's like finding a cheat code, except the cheat code is vegetables, and that's significantly less exciting than it sounds. Eat 3 to 5 meals a day. This keeps you from getting too hungry and fits in the most people's schedules. Some people try to eat one massive meal a day, and while that works for some, most people give up after like 3 days because it turns out being hungry all day sucks. Save your biggest meals for when you're hungriest. If you get ravenous at night, don't waste half your calories on breakfast. Eat a light breakfast and save the big meal for dinner. Try intermittent fasting if you want. This is where you only eat during a 4 to 8 hour window and fast the rest of the day. It sounds insane, but hunger comes in waves. If you wait it out, it goes away. Eat more protein. Protein keeps you full, and your body burns about 20 calories just digesting 100 calories of protein. It's the only food that actively fights back against itself. Protein powder is fine if you need it, but wheel food is better because it's more filling. Mix the powder with water if you use it. Milk has calories, and we're trying to avoid those, remember. Try coffee or tea. Caffeine slightly boosts your metabolism and suppresses your appetite. I'm not saying it's magic, but it helps. Just don't load it up with sugar and cream, or you've defeated the purpose. Use smaller plates. This is the dumbest trick that actually works. Smaller plates make portions look bigger, which tricks your brain into feeling satisfied. Your brain is apparently very easy to fool, which explains a lot about human history. If you mess up, don't spiral. So you ate a donut. Cool. That doesn't mean you should eat 6 more donuts and a pizza because the day is already ruined. That's like getting a flat tire and then slashing the other 3. Just move on. Exercise burns calories, improves your health, and once you realize how much work it takes to burn 200 calories, you'll think twice before eating that 200-calorie bag of chips. So here's the deal. Lift weights. It builds muscle, burns calories, and increases your metabolism. You can find workout routines online. I'm not going to write one out because I'm not a personal trainer and I don't want that kind of liability. Walk more. Getting 10,000 steps a day is basically free fat loss. It's not intense, it doesn't require equipment, and you can do it while listening to podcasts about true crime or whatever you're into. Do cardio if you want. Diet is more important for fat loss, but cardio makes it easier. If you find cardio boring, try high-intensity interval training or those YouTube circuit workouts. Some gym bros will tell you 15-minute YouTube workouts don't work, but those same people watch hour-long videos of other people working out, so maybe don't take advice from them. Just move more. This is called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is a fancy way of saying stop sitting on the couch all day. Take the stairs, clean your house, cook your own food, carry your groceries, touch grass, anything that's not rotting in bed or melting into your desk chair. You'd be surprised how many calories you can burn just by being a functional human being. Last tip, get good sleep. Sleep regulates your hormones, and hormones control everything about fat loss, your hunger, your metabolism, your willpower. If you're not sleeping well, you're fighting an uphill battle. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't have to worry about that. I already get good sleep. Cool. Just so you know, 8 hours of sleep where you wake up 5 times and spend 45 minutes scrolling on your phone doesn't count. Quality matters. Anyway, if you made it this far, you're either really committed to losing weight or you're procrastinating something important. Either way, congrats. If you found this helpful, subscribe so I can keep making videos instead of getting a real job. And if you didn't find it helpful, subscribe anyway out of pity. Peace.